believe in you.
Watercooler. Watercooler.
Oh, yeah, that's the part. Hey, welcome to Watercooler. Oh, yeah. Let's kick it off with another episode of the WWWWC. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. You know how the show goes. All right, Chris Locks, I'm on a kick it with my Kroll Digital Buds and Matt. With me today in studio, cleaning his glasses, Gary Smith.
What's up?
Hey, man, you a little fogged up there?
I was.
A little smudgy?
There's a lot of fingerprints and stuff.
Yeah. Mike Dawson's here.
How come you're not there today? What'd you do the seat change for?
Well, Gary gets he puts up a little fuss.
Gary doesn't react well to change.
He doesn't like change, and that means he has to turn on.
I'm back to staring at the backside of Chris's right shoulder.
Yeah.
So that's fun for me.
Well, I
got really excited when you were over there. I could actually see you.
Yeah, Dawson. So for those who are just listening, last time I just sat across the table from Dawson, so he can have one eye on me and one eye on Gary. And I think he really liked it, but now I'm sitting like next to him on the side, so it's like we're at a bar or countertop.
Well, if you occasionally glance over, I'll feel like I'm a part of it, so it'll be okay.
You want to know who really wants to be a part of it?
Who's that?
Matt. I haven't introduced him yet.
Matt
He's
Fondelier, all the way from Austin, Texas.
That's him.
Boston,
Hey,
Massachusetts.
brother.
Hey, Matt. All right. So Matt,
For the record, I actually like this seating arrangement better because the camera's zoomed in more, so it actually kind of feels like I'm sitting at the table with you guys.
Yeah.
The wider shot, I feel like I'm standing in the doorway shouting at you guys.
See, Matt feels like he's here. Maybe we should unwrap some presents.
There's an idea.
Hey.
Realistically, though, you're in Austin, Texas.
Sure thing. Sure am.
How far is Austin from Dallas? Because Dawson and I are going to be in Dallas
It's a couple hours.
this weekend. Oh, that's
5
it?
hours.
That's it?
More than a couple, yeah.
5 hours.
Oh, so we're right there. So I imagine you'll come visit us, Matt. Because last time I went to Austin, you didn't want to visit. You know, we were all in California. Oh, you weren't in California.
You know what? It's not 5 hours. 5 hours was to San Antonio. They looked that up on CarCast. It was from Dallas to San Antonio because they were talking about going to Goldberg's garage.
Ah.
So Austin, I believe, is like what? How long is it from Austin to San Antonio? Like an hour, Matt?
Yeah, about an hour
So
to
it's
get
like-
to the southern part of Austin, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 4 hours.
Okay, that's not that bad.
That's
then.
not that bad, man.
Yeah.
Just gas that. You got that hybrid?
All
Just
right.
gas that
I
bitch up.
can't wait to
Yeah.
see Matt this weekend. That's great.
So fun. I'm so jealous.
I know.
I really wish
It's
I was going
okay.
to get to see Matt this weekend, too.
I know. It just looks like it's just going to be me and Dawes seeing Matt
be
in
good to
person
see you,
this
Matt.
weekend. Yeah, we can't wait, buddy.
Yeah, enjoy
can't wait,
looking
dude.
at me right now.
I could
Just stare
join
at me.
via Zoom and we could podcast.
Hey.
Sort of get Matt's POV.
That would be a fun thing. Is you turn on Matt's POV and me and Dawson are there.
Yeah.
Or Matt on Zoom.
Yeah, that'd
a little,
be fun.
A little change of pace here. Now, Matt and Gary, you both are four-eyed guys. We wear the glasses consistently. Gary was just cleaning off his. Matt, I've seen Matt with some smudgy lenses too.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys not walk around with that microfiber glasses cleaning cloth? It's not even microfiber. It's like
I don't walk around, but I do what Adam does. I have it like stationed at the places where I frequently am. Like Adam has one in his studio. I have them in my office at home, in my office here. Like
you just place them in places where you're gonna be, but
In
you
the
don't
car.
carry it on your person.
in the car. No,
Why not?
because I don't need to clean my glasses enough to warrant that. And I am 90% of the time, 95% of the time that I need to clean my glasses, I'm going to be in one of the places where I have set up a station.
Yeah.
And also, that's why God made T-shirts.
That's it.
T-shirts
That's in the
are-
Bible.
I mean, T-shirts. Even they say water, just faucet water, is too rough for your glasses. Matt, do you walk around with one of those lens cleaners?
I do. I
See?
definitely have rotating ones, kind of like what Gary's talking about. There's a few that are usually stationed at a certain place, but then I almost always have one in my pocket. For a while, I stepped it up. My dad got me these things called Peeps, which are like
We've had the
sort
candy,
of like a
Easter candy, right?
double-sided
Yeah.
pad.
Use the marshmallow.
Yeah, you don't use the marshmallow. You use this double-sided pad, and it kind of cleans both the front and back of the lens at the same time.
Kinda.
Pretty nifty, but the pads need to be replaced, and they're kind of expensive. So.
I've seen those. There was in fourth grade we did a. I remember this because I don't know why this stuck with me. But in fourth grade we did this thing where our teacher passed around a glasses cleaner. It looked like a staple remover, but instead of the fangs, it had little pads.
Yep.
And And she passed it around, and she said, I want everybody to just guess what this thing is and write it down. And then we went around the class. Everyone's guessing what it was. And hilarity ensued because none of us have ever seen anything like that, right? And what
So
could we
hilarious.
think? What do you think that could be? So I think that may have been a Peeps, Matt, that she passed around. Now,
Oh, the candy. Yeah, little marshmallows.
we passed around the Easter candy.
Makes sense for fourth graders.
It does. It was a nice little treat. Now, I think there should be some shirts that have the little glasses cleaner on the inside of the base of your shirt.
Now you're fucking
I think
thinking.
there are actually.
Oh man.
Right?
It's already been.
Wouldn't that
invented.
be nice? That's already. Why have I not heard of this? Why aren't people buying this? Why isn't this?
Because as far as I know, I can't remember who the retailer is, but it's one of those extra things that they're cool for. No one knows
For
about.
thinking, like the bottle opener at the bottom of your sandal.
Like it was one of these things that is like these great. I don't know.
The bottle opener in the sandal.
The reef sandals.
The bottle opener in the sandal tells me a lot about you right away. Like I pretty much put you down.
What it tells me is you're never opening any of my bottles. Because the
that
last
too.
thing I want my beer to be opened with is the bottom of your freaking sandal.
So gross.
Yeah. The things you step in, all those dead fire ants.
My brother got me a pair for Christmas. I'm gonna break them out on the cruise boat next week,
That's hilarious.
and I will never have to use them. But they're a last resort, I guess. You know?
It's a last.
There's a lot of ways to open a bottle before you got to go to your flip flop.
You can use your ring. You can use the lighter.
A lot
Yeah.
of ways.
I cut myself a lot when I use the
You can
lighter.
realize it's a twist top.
Did you see recently there was a Modelo commercial where the woman opens a Modelo with another Modelo?
I can do that,
And
yeah.
at the bottom it says "Do not attempt."
No.
Oh, because those
You're
bottle
gonna get
caps
beer
are
everywhere.
sharp. Yeah. No, they'll cut you.
Yeah.
If your hand jerks enough and you
If you're an
scrape it. Yeah, my knuckles get pretty scraped. I look like a seasoned bottle opener.
You have
now.
very nice
Seasoned-
hands, Chris.
seasoned- That's so
Be a
nice.
hand
You-
model.
Thank you. I've been thinking of this for a long time, but now it's all confirmed that yes, I do have very nice hands.
But it's like you have the nice hands that you'd want to put your hands on a Big Mac because then it looks huge.
Well, my hands are going to be featured in something, the meme documentary.
I know. I remember.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How is that happening?
Well, I was just sitting there minding my own business when the guys at Chassis come over. And first they're like, "Hey, great pod, man. We love the show. We listen every day." And then they are like, "Wow, look at those hands."
I got news for you, Chris. I was the one who put you up for that job. They asked me if I wanted to do it, and I
Yeah.
said, Chris probably has way nicer hands than me, and they're probably more photogenic.
Do you not like your hands?
I think my hands are fine, but I bite my nails. I'm hairy. Like
So
I
what they
just-
Yeah,
want-
the hair. It's really the hair.
What
Really
they
the
want
hair,
is they
yeah.
have a
Love you,
camera
buddy,
zoomed
but-
in just
Oh,
to the
I
hands,
get it.
and you're doing motions like flipping to the next, like you're scrolling through Instagram, or you're swiping left or right, or you're double tapping things. And
That's
it's just a
gonna be you?
close-up. Yeah, and then it uses that as like transitions into the next scene and everything like that, right?
Damn.
So those will be my hands.
Wow.
Chris Loxamana, professional
Pretty
hand
great,
model.
dude.
I
You got
think
a resume now.
I can.
You have a resume
Yeah.
in hand modeling.
That should absolutely be in your Twitter bio.
But the truth is, I should be a foot model. Only because my feet, once again, I've said this, I don't walk outside barefoot. These things are sealed.
Real
and,
soft.
yeah, they're so soft. They are preserved. And so I think, if they do a sequel,
Was
I'll use my feet.
Dude.
was Chassis concerned at all that they would get in trouble for using a child and
See-
not adhering to child labor laws?
We kind of
I'm
already
not- I'm
covered
not a-
that with a Big Mac joke.
Yeah, I'm not a child either. Yeah, why would they give me child labor laws?
You know, Matt,
Yeah,
you just push
that's
it.
a weird question.
You
What,
just push it
Yeah,
too far
bud.
sometimes.
I know.
You hear quota yet?
it's
You
okay.
got you need like two more. Huh?
It's okay, Matt. You can give him a hug when you see him this weekend.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
great. What a great time this is.
But yeah, so thank you for noticing
You're welcome.
my hands, buddy. Now we do have some things to get into. We have our comments, and we do have a Shay. But why don't we do some comments?
All
Because
right, let's do it.
it's been too long.
Now it's time for listener
All right, and once again, these are our comments found within our Facebook group. That's right. So if everybody wants to leave a comment or clam mail, then they can just write in and
Oh, you
let us
son of a
know.
bitch.
Don't like that.
Crept that one back in.
You know, people on the Facebook group
was
have been
a creeper.
requesting.
Yeah, I
it.
see
was a
it.
creeper.
I give the people what they want. People
yeah.
obviously want it.
I don't like that.
Not a fan.
You're not. Oh wait.
I am a fan of a Facebook group, though. I'll tell you that.
It's really easy to join too. You just go to facebook.com/groups/Bobo Army Worldwide LLC. You answer a few questions. We might let you in. It's my favorite place on the internet. And let's kick it off with a comment by Chris Cottle.
Sup?
He just wants to know, when you guys game, what's your difficulty preference? Because we talked about video games last episode, I think during the Patreon,
Nice.
where Gary's really all about his cutscenes.
That's a great question because I really wanted to get a nicotine tablet out of my backpack, and now is the perfect time.
Go for it,
Yeah.
bro.
I think this will be the
I play beginner.
Yes, Jocelyn just wants the story. All right.
And I
suck
at it and never end.
Because then you have to, if you want to play hard, you have to go back around and do it again. Oh.
You don't have to play hard, Chris.
answer-
There's a setting in the middle. It's
The
called
answer
normal.
is yeah. The answer is
What normal people do.
generally normal. If sometimes there are games that are like hyper customizable where there's like 7 difficulties, then I'll probably go one above the middle. But I don't want to frustrate myself, and I also don't want it to be super easy. Like I want a challenge, but I also do not want to fight the same fucking boss 35 times in a row because I can't figure it out.
Right.
So pretty much normal.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm a beginner to normal.
Kalen has been known to beat a game on normal, go back and beat it on the harder setting then.
Yeah, he was like infinite time, right? You
I mean,
figured that out? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Jeffrey Lee writes in, and he's loving hat chat. Who isn't though?
Who
Yeah, we
isn't?
did the hat update last time, and everybody wants to know what we're wearing on our heads these days. And Jeffrey Lee says, "I love all the hot hat talk," but he wants to know, at what point does a hat get retired or tossed, especially if it's got the salt stains, or is that fade and staining building character? When are you guys retiring your hats?
I guess the answer is there's different kinds of hats. Like I have my mowing the grass hat. That's disgusting, but that's for mowing the grass, so it's fine. But then I have nice hats like the one you guys are wearing right now. And those I would start to retire if they started to show wear and tear.
Okay. Doss, you wear a lot of hats.
I got 5 nice hats in rotation, maybe 7, and then a few backup. If I really like a hat, it kind of never gets retired.
Yeah.
I've got beat the fuck up hats that are still hanging around. I just don't wear them. I'll wear them in the yard.
Yeah.
I just recently got rid of 5 hats, and I've worn them for many years. They actually kind of mean something to me, but they're just taking up too much space, and I got to make room for my new hats. And it was hard to get rid of them. But now I'm wondering. Actually, I just put them in a bag because I'm wondering, do I bring them to Goodwill? Is that a thing, or should I just throw them out?
No,
Hats,
nobody
no.
wants your lice. Don't do that.
You can bring a cool hat to Goodwill.
Yeah, one that
But yeah,
I might have some of those too. But yeah, and for the
They
record,
do have hipsters working at Goodwill to judge whether or not the hat is cool enough to be considered, donatable.
Yeah, it's just
not at my Goodwill.
No. I have one hat, by the way. I don't remember when I got it. It probably should have been replaced several years ago.
I've seen it.
But you've definitely seen it because I wore it for the entirety of my employment at Corolla. I may have even gotten it before I was hired there. I truly don't know how long I've had this hat. Here's my problem. I've always loved the fitted hats, but I feel like those are going out of style now.
I love how
And
Matt's all about style, and I showed a hat I wore last, and I was like, oh, I'd never wear that. I
wouldn't be
never-
caught
I wouldn't be
dead
caught
wearing
dead
that.
in that. And he's like, oh, I only have one hat
Is that
I've worn
Brixton?
for years. No, I had a Dodger.
Oh, what's
I had
up, Brixton?
Yeah, hey, what's up, buddy? I had a Dodger cap last show.
A New Era 47.
Yeah, and so
A standard
guy,
LA Dodger hat?
It makes me feel better
Oh,
that
okay.
that the guy who's only worn one hat for the last 8 years, decade, was like, oh, I wouldn't wear that because there's a lot of hats you wouldn't wear, obviously. So
Yeah.
now I feel,
Well,
I feel
that's a
little
good
better.
point, but it was especially it's the strap, and it wasn't anything meant to offend you personally. I just couldn't wear a hat with a little dangly strap like that. I just,
Was it
it's
a
not-
buckle
it's not
back?
for me? It's
was
not
similar.
a buckle back.
Okay.
It's like a strap on.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris walking around with a Dodger strap on.
Nice.
Yeah, it looked like I was going
Must
to
have
the
been
bachelorette
bat
party.
day, huh?
So Jeffrey also writes because remember when I was talking about I brought my phone to the Apple store and he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, unlock it," and he would take it back to the back room and it was just kind of weird.
Just
He
gonna
always,
take it back there and rape it.
well, yeah, he's just like, "Hey, I need to take this back to and do some data analyzation, but I need you to unlock your phone first." And then I'd have to unlock my phone. He runs it to the back to run some tests. Well, Jeffrey, and also I've seen other comments too. People have been tweeting me like, "Hey, I worked at an Apple store. We go through your stuff, and we
Yeah.
like to look at your photos and just read your texts or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't like it.
What the hell? What the
That
hell?
should be illegal, like going through somebody's actual mail. Like you shouldn't be allowed to do that. I'm sure it's
Here's
against
the
their
thing.
policy.
Matt,
Yeah,
I
what's
bet
up?
you would feel very uncomfortable doing that to somebody, right?
Looking through their phone and pictures?
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, okay. Well, then you should get a job at Apple.
Learn a lot about
Wow.
about Matt.
Hey, Doss, I would feel very uncomfortable.
I would feel very
I would
uncomfortable.
Be very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think that's
so,
the,
yeah.
that's the bigger issue.
Must be a California thing.
By the way, if you
It's like the
handle,
people are just comfortable. People are just comfortable with violating people's privacy.
It would feel gross. I don't know. It's just, yeah, so
somebody
just for those listening, if that happens to you,
Don't do that shit.
yeah, there is a chance that there's a very good chance that they're looking through your stuff. And it's been
I
confirmed
saw-
by multiple ex-employees.
Walking through my neighborhood, I saw somebody threw out like a bunch of photo albums, and I had half a mind to go pick up one of their photo albums and
You
just
should
start
have.
flipping
Just
through it.
Should have just picked
I
it
was
up,
just
put it in
curious.
the
I was like,
house.
why? Like,
That
who
one-
throws away a family photo
Yeah.
album? First of all, and then second of all, like, what's in this album, man? I got to see.
Yep.
That doesn't
Now, for
seem
the
as
record, I
bad.
did not do it. I did not do it
The-
because it was gross looking, but I did consider it.
but if it was pristine, you would have.
It would have.
definitely-
Yeah.
Like there's a thrift store by my house that would sell like just old photos, and just you'd pick it up. It's just a photo of a person you didn't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah. You use them as like postcards or something. So Jeffrey also says, Gary,
So-
you should check out the Apple Company store if you've ever been to Cupertino. It's the only place to get swag, like a hat.
I know. I will if I'm ever in Cupertino. I do know about that.
Surprised
But,
you haven't brought the family there yet, or like for a
Yeah,
romantic
just made a
vacation with
day
your
out of
wife.
it.
I mean,
yeah.
I was up there.
You know?
I was up there less than a year ago, like in that general vicinity on vacation with my family. Maybe I should have.
Take Joy there for like a little weekend getaway or something, romantic getaway,
Yeah, for
Valentine's
your-
Day.
for your-
Sure.
what year is the Apple anniversary?
Oh, Gary, what's the Apple? What's the Apple anniversary?
Wood is like one of them.
Leather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's like
Apple.
you
materials.
get an Apple.
I don't know if Apple's on the list, but I'll look.
Yeah, it's but that'd be a nice romantic trip. You get to go over there. You get go to the Apple Museum. You learn about Steve Jobs.
And, yeah,
I'm all
and-
set.
Yeah.
All right.
Learn about.
I've read the books.
I
Einstein.
find that story interesting. They started in a garage, Gary,
Yeah, they did.
like every other company. But who knows? Let's see. Charles White says, Dawson,
What a.
I was doing a routine water pump and intake manifold gasket replacement on my work truck.
That's pretty sweet.
Now I'm screwed trying to deal with a rusted, broken bolt. My beloved work truck is down. What should he do?
Fucking call a mechanic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Comment on a Facebook group.
Yeah. See, we give good advice here. It's
That's a life hack right there.
It's it's a life hack. It's reasonable.
I know shit about cars, dude.
I know. I love how he's asking.
I'm a
Dawson.
good driver, but other than that,
Yeah, Dawson. All right. Well, there you go, Charles. By the way, Gary, I meant to text you on Sunday or no Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday night. How was your Saturday night? Because all I did was think about you and what that could have
What
done.
happened Saturday night?
You text me on Saturday night. You should know the answer to this question.
Oh yeah.
What
oh
happened,
yeah,
buddy?
dude.
Matt texted
and
me
you
with
too,
a
Dawes.
Matt texted me with a movie suggestion at like
Dude.
9:15.
See, I gave
Dude.
Gary a space. I waited till we were at work the second day to bring this up. So we've talked about it before because Gary and I went to a Chargers game together, And as I recall, the Chargers were up. Gary wanted to leave with knowing that the Chargers were still going to find a way to lose.
Yeah.
And we wanted to see this thing to the end, it being our first NFL game. And he looks at me and he
forgotten
goes,
about that part.
He looks at me and he goes, I know how this movie ends. And granted, exactly what Gary feared and was so sure of happened, and the Chargers lost. Now, in the most epic way possible, they lost again on Saturday, and all I could do was, because look, it goes even back farther to when Gary and I were hanging out, and he's like talking about, I guess you and your dad were talking about, hey, if the Chargers go to the Super Bowl, we got to go. That's what your dad told you, right?
Yeah.
And what was your response?
I laughed at him.
You laughed at him. And this is like, Chargers are doing good at this point. Like,
Yeah, so here's what happened is the Chargers came out firing. They had a bunch of turnovers break their way, and they built up this massive lead. It was 27-0. And right as the first half was ending, they allowed the other team to go down and score a touchdown. And that was when I knew that we had trouble. And so halftime goes through, and then the second half, they start giving up more points, and then at a certain point, with I believe it was about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they flashed up this graphic right above the score that said Amazon Web Services probability of a win, and it was like 88% Chargers, and I went, we're fucked. We are fucked. They fucked us.
oh, that's
And
what
then I
happened.
sat there and watched it. My family was gone for almost the entire game. It was raining really hard, so my wife took my son to go play at a play place like that was indoors. And
already
they came
raining.
back. They came back with 4 minutes left in the game, and she did not really seem to understand what had happened or what was going on. And then at a certain point, after they kicked the field goal and we had officially lost, I was so despondent and shaking my head that I was sent away because she did not want my son to see me.
I don't
like
want.
that.
Yeah, you can't. That'll traumatize.
So go into your office and have a drink or something. Like you cannot just. I can't stare at you shaking your head anymore.
What were you wearing when you were watching this game? Were you wearing Chargers stuff?
I was not. I was wearing a Trojans. I was wearing a USC Trojan shirt because I had gone to a banquet for my nephew, and those are his school colors.
Okay.
So I was.
That was a
Well, it
tough
sounds
game,
like
buddy.
I texted you at the perfect time. You needed to be cheered up, so I know that you took my advice and turned on The Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is now on Hulu.
That's
Please
not.
tell me you did that.
Is it a
Please tell me you
remake?
did that.
That is not correct.
No.
I specifically responded to you that I am dealing with a horrific sports loss right now, but it's a good suggestion for another night. I wanted to convey to you in no uncertain terms, like thanks for the wreck, but I'm not exactly in the mood for fucking entertainment right now. Just
Thanks for the wreck, but I'm a wreck.
Yeah.
My experience
Pretty
with the
much.
whole thing was quite a bit different, and I regretted it at first, and now I'm feeling that I really dodged a bullet here. Mike Lynch and I had reservations at the Smokehouse for 7 p.m. on Saturday night, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to fucking watch the second half of this game. So I watched the first half, and I see the fucking Chargers come out 2 interceptions in the first, 5 fucking minutes. Touchdown. Whoa.
Yeah.
third
All right.
interception.
Yeah,
Fourth.
And then we get to the bar at the Smokehouse, and the game's on there. So we're having pre-dinner cocktails. They're still up. And then we go sit and eat. And now several cocktails and an Uber ride home. And then we played the range game.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
We just kept drinking in my bar. And one night I look up at Lynch and he's wearing an oversized cowboy hat. I'm like, you are loaded. We were very loaded.
That's a good sign. Yeah.
Anyway, I woke up the next morning, turned on Sunday football. Here we go. And then they show the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars 31, San Diego
Los Angeles.
30.
Yeah.
And I'm like, of course. Of course that happened.
You absolutely did it right, Dawson.
He found
That
out the
sounds-
next day.
That sounds so much better.
Yeah. Have a good
I'm
night.
happy. I'm happy with my life choices.
Now, I have to be honest with you, Chris. I was still feeling it until this morning. It wasn't until, mercifully, Jeff Cesario asked me to guest on the podcast, basically so he could make fun of the Chargers.
Sure.
And he had another guest on who is a Vikings fan, and the Vikings also lost in tremendous fashion as well. So he basically just did like his episode for this week. It's like a therapy session for me and this guy, Paul. And I was really able to like because I have podcasted since then. I podcasted with Mark on Sunday morning, and I was a mess. I don't even know what we talked about in that
Still
podcast.
wearing that Trojans jersey.
The first 5 minutes of it was me yelling about the Chargers, and then we talked about the news. I could not tell you a single goddamn thing in that episode of Beyond a Reasonable Doubt. I was a mess. And then finally this morning when there's someone else there who could sort of feel my pain and we can make some light of it, I'm starting to come back around. But Sunday, I did not want to watch football. I did, but I was not happy.
Yeah.
I was, ugh.
So at least Dawson had a nice night. And he actually
so happy to
thought
hear
they
that.
won for a while.
I was pissed though. I was pissed that I didn't see that game. And now I'm realizing 100%. Yeah, I dodged a bullet.
No, you won, man. And I'm happy for you because I don't want any hard.
Because that would have really hurt.
This is. Here's the thing, Chris. You know who texted me that night? Who texted me that night was Jeff Cesario. That was the only person. My father waited another 2 days before he texted me. Like, the only person to text me was Jeff Cesario, and I appreciated it. And what I said to him that night, I fully believe I will not do this to my son. My son will grow up a Packers fan. His grandfather is a Packers fan. That whole side of his family is Packers fans.
You want your son to be a cheesehead?
As opposed to this, yes, no one should suffer this fear. I wouldn't wish this fear on my worst I wouldn't wish this curse on my worst enemy.
No, and it's really a curse. It's like
fuck the Spanos
Well, Dawson,
family.
it's worse for Dawson because he's also simultaneously a Lions fan. So
now that was a heartbreaking day for me when Seattle beat whoever they had to beat last weekend to get to their chance to get in the playoffs then would depend on a Lions win.
Yeah.
If Seattle lost, then that Sunday night game was going to be Lions-Packers win and in.
Right.
And that was going to be the greatest fucking Sunday night football game of all time.
It still turned out to be a terrific game.
It turned out to be a terrific game, but it's a hollow win.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess you fucked over Green Bay. That's
yeah,
where you.
And I would rather see Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs than fucking the Seattle Seahawks. I fucking hate the Seahawks. I don't want to see the Seahawks.
Yeah, you don't.
I'd rather see Green Bay.
yeah.
So I was torn on that one. Yeah, I'm stoked for a Lions win. Fucking, they're gonna win the division next year. And but that ruined a Sunday night football game, and that was a grudge watch. I was not happy watching this game. The Lions are kicking ass, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, great guys. Let's do this in the beginning of the fucking season.
You know, I didn't think you need Gary to get through this. Is that some real talk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I do too.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since you
Yeah.
had some real talk.
It's been a hot second.
Yeah, and look, our listeners are probably like, what does Chris mean by real talk? Because look, that's what this podcast is already, right? It's real
Right.
talk. People come to the water cooler to hear some real talk. Now, before the mics heated up, Gary, he's like, I need some real talk. I'm like, dude, we're about to start the water cooler. He's like, no, a different kind of real talk, Chris. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, R. Kelly's real talk. And then that's where I was kind of confused as to what you meant by that.
Now, okay, so
And Matt seemed to know too, by the way. They were throwing down.
Oh,
hard
hell
on this
yeah.
Real talk.
now
Hell yeah.
let it be clear that R. Kelly is a scumbag, and I
Yes.
think that he is a piece of shit. However, that doesn't mean that his art is all terrible. And for those of you who have not seen the music video for the R. Kelly song Real Talk, please pause this podcast, be prepared to laugh hysterically, and then come back. And that's what I
It
meant.
cheers you up.
It's, I mean,
He's
I've-
really the
I've-
master of the talk singing.
Yeah.
When like his lyrics are just like extended run-on sentences that don't even rhyme necessarily. It's just like almost like his diary entries. And some of these songs, like Real Talk, are these just epic. I don't even know if you call it a one-sided conversation. I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot of talking, and it's pretty real.
Yeah, there's a conversation going on. There's only one person participating in it, but there may be more than one character. It's an absurd music video. And more than once in this building, I have discovered that somebody has not seen Real Talk and stopped everything and put it on for every employee in this building. And it inevitably leads to uproarious laughter.
Yeah, there isn't enough talking on songs these days. Like Boyz II Men used to do it, like in the bridge.
Yeah.
Baby. Oh, you know I missed you for so long. We should do this in podcasts. Yeah, podcasts should just have like a bridge where we just
talk.
Yeah.
Where we talk. Yeah,
That's a
That's a
novel
good
idea.
idea.
let's try it.
I like it.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Hey, baby,
it.
I'm glad you're listening to this podcast. I think it's really cool of you to listen to it on regular speed.
You're doing real good listening to us, and we miss you.
I love.
Were there
the
other
way
guys
you
there?
listen.
Yeah, Matt, what do you think?
Real talk.
That's the other thing is that he does just keep randomly saying real talk
Ah.
over and over and over again. Oh my goodness.
One of the most serendipitous occurrences in the English language is the similarity between the words diarrhea and diarrhea.
Yeah.
You know, diarrhea is hereditary, right?
I feel like I got a dad joke coming. What do you got?
It runs in your genes.
Ah.
That's a good one.
Thanks, man.
We didn't even get a tech talk, and we got that gem, that little nugget. All right. Spencer Smith writes, coming from an area where livestock are prevalent, dogs that wander don't last very long if they get close to livestock.
Yeah, you get kicked.
They get kicked? Is that what happens?
Kicked. But...
Well, Spencer seems to know because his profile picture is a cow.
Well, if we're talking about livestock, we're talking about cows.
Doesn't it?
And generally,
It's going to depend on the kind of dog because my dog's a cattle dog, and I've seen videos of dogs just like mine just totally rounding up a herd of sheep, and it's really impressive. So, they might be okay because they're more used to being around those bigger animals.
Yeah.
But in general, yeah, I would say most dogs are not going to fare well around cows.
yeah, no, Champ would run up to a cow and start barking at him like he was a badass and then get fucking kicked in the face.
Right.
That's the... Yeah, I won't let my dogs near livestock anymore.
Yeah, my dog, what was the guy's name? What was our friend's name?
Spencer.
Spencer. My dog would not last in an area overpopulated with livestock. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. So thank you, Spencer. And as I said, he has a picture of a cow as his profile.
I think you'd know.
Mine's Dr. Phil, and Lyft drivers and people on OfferUp still get very confused when I show up.
So do some of the employees around
They
here.
think they were going to drive
Some
Dr.
of the new guys have asked me on the loadout, like, why is there a picture of Dr. Phil on his stuff? I don't know, man. It's just the way he rolls.
I'm in
gotta
that
go deep.
picture.
I know you're in the picture, and it's
Yeah.
fantastic. I love that picture.
Chris Garcia says, Chris, I loved hearing the story in ACS about your yearbook picture with the food-stained backwards shirt. Would be great if you produced that pic. I could find that. Yeah, I can. I got to hit up my mom.
Yeah,
She had
that's an exclusive for the Facebook group, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, for those who didn't hear the story, it's just I one time took a yearbook picture, and when I sat down to take it, the guy taking the photographer said, "Hey, you have a lot of food stains on your shirt from breakfast."
Right.
A lot. I'm pretty sure it was like pancake syrup or something, and maybe some crummies. And he's like, you should probably turn your shirt backwards to for this picture." Because that's all I had was a shirt. So I did. I turned my shirt backwards so the collar went all the way up to my chin.
Yeah, you can tell when you're wearing a shirt.
Yeah, like you laugh the way you look. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I took my yearbook picture like that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, see, Eric Lepore wanted to know what happened to Clan Mail with the comments. See, everybody?
It died out of deference and respect.
Brian Lytle says, I'm not a fan of the yellow-colored oil that they call American cheese. I'd rather have a cheeseless burger than an American cheeseburger. And the whiz steak sandwich is by far my fave of all the cheesesteak sandwiches. Just saying. Okay, that's inconsistent. Because
It is 100% inconsistent and misinformed, but go on.
yeah, and look, a cheeseburger with American...
That's our audience.
I-
Inconsistent and misinformed.
That's us. That's us
Put
in
that
a
on a
nutshell.
t-shirt. That's our show.
Yeah, so
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I like American cheese on a cheeseburger.
Me too. But I don't mind. I don't mind if there's other options. I'll go pepper jack if they got it.
I don't mind either, but I like the texture of American cheese. It's stretchy. It's rich. It
It
nice.
tastes like
And
childhood.
just don't buy the crap American cheese. Don't buy the stuff in the individually wrapped sleeves. Get yourself a nice, good fucking, it's processed still, but you get the good stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Messiah Kinona says, Chris. So I was side note. I was talking about I went to Lids for Hat Chat, and I wanted to buy a hat, but they had those big side graphics.
Yeah.
On the sidewall of each hat. It was distracting and weird, and I didn't like it. Well, he says most hats now have that side patch. The only ones that won't are the quote on-field hats. If you want a fitted. So I got to find an on-field hat.
Yeah.
Or I could just go and
They
sit.
have them at Lids.
I could sit.
They have to have them at
I
Lids.
sit
do.
left field, and I just yell at the outfielder like, "Hey, could I have your hat?" And he
You could
tosses
be
it to
first
me.
baseman. You could see it.
Well, he
to the first
tosses it to a
baseman.
kid, but I catch it in front of the kid, and I put it on, and I cheer like I got it, and then the clip goes viral, and I become super famous. But because I'm hated,
One of the Turners will give you one, I think.
one of the Turners.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask him.
Okay.
Are you talking about the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Okay, Justin Turner's in Boston now.
He's not going to give you a hat.
He's not gonna give me unless I go to like an Angels game.
Okay.
And then I watch him from the outfield there. Let's see. Oh, and Messiah also said Messiah. I didn't realize that. I could pronounce Messiah. Also says, and yes, Apple people sometimes may take a peep at your camera roll.
Yep.
That makes me sad. Stop looking, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm going to just fucking.
Also-
I'm going to break my phone on purpose and take a bunch of pictures of my butthole first. And that's all there's going to be in there.
or you could just get butthole pictures off the internet.
It's true, I could, but
No, they have to be
they're going to know.
self-produced.
They're going to know that it's fake.
Yeah, they need to be on the selfie
It's like when
camera.
I see
Yeah.
a farting video of somebody farting into an intercom.
Yeah, so that's why they need to be on the selfie camera. I think that one's fair. Okay, and those are our comments, everybody. Thanks for writing in. Look at us. Woo, woo, woo. All right, now it's time for our very incredible, the best segment that we do. The food segment. We all
Tech Talk?
eat.
Oh.
No. Sorry, I'm just saying this because I think Kalen's listening, and I want him to get very mad. Well, we do a food segment here, and I love it. It's Chez Fondolais.
Oh, no.
What type of foods might we hear of today? What might be the price? What might be the venue? So let's find out. It's time for Gary to say, hey, Matt.
So on the menu,
Well, you guys know that both my wife and I were extremely sick over the Christmas and New Year's holidays. But who says you can't celebrate New Year's Eve on Friday, January 13th? Because that's what I finally got to do this past weekend. No, we did not open up gifts over Zoom with anybody. It was just
you
me.
just took a day that's a scheduled day of the week, and you just said we're gonna do this day on this day.
Hey, you know what,
Well, we
Dawson?
finally
You
been
left-
feeling good. We've been sick for so long, and it was like Friday
I
night,
don't know
let's
where
do
I am
it.
on this.
So,
You got me
Dom,
split down the middle, man. You got me
I'll tell
torn
you.
in half.
I'll tell
I
you.
love it and I hate it.
my family did the same thing last year. We had to do Christmas like 7 days late
Yeah.
because somebody had COVID.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing, Doss.
But it's
Okay.
already the new year.
When I worked
We
at
may have not given each other presents, but it's already
when
2023.
I worked at a restaurant, it would get very stressful, right? You get slammed, you get double sat, triple sat, and you
Triple
think,
sat,
oh,
bro.
dude, you get triple sat.
Triple saturation.
Yeah, you get oversaturated.
Right.
So I remember just getting really stressed, really frustrated, flustered, all of the above.
Flummoxed.
Flummoxed, all
Frustrated.
the F, all the words that start with F, and not all of them, and I'm just I'm beside myself, like, man, this is as bad as it gets. And then we had one of these ladies that worked there. She's like a mom. She's an older woman that I don't know, just decided she wanted to get back into the work field, and she took a job as a server there, and she's really nice. And I looked at her for wisdom, and she had kids, she's lived a whole life already, and she's like, Chris, you're worried about all this? Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
She pulls me aside, and I think about this a lot.
She say, pull your dick out. Is that what she said to you?
That is quite the guess, but no. No,
shocked.
that would be.
I'm shocked, Chris.
I mean, I know it sounds like that would be the appropriate
Right.
request.
Different
No,
movie. Sorry.
no, yeah. So
Sorry.
a different movie, different genre, different planet. So I'm once again flummoxed, and she goes, Chris, because I'm like, this is the worst day ever. I'm having the worst day ever, and she goes, Chris, your day can start anytime you want. So start a new one now.
That's nice,
Start a
dude.
new one now.
Gave me chills right there.
Yeah. Now, why can't that apply to years? Matt just Matt just started his new year a little later. It's okay.
Yeah. She
What
just
you just-
restarted hers as a waitress at an Applebee's in her mid-50s.
It was a macaroni grill, you a-hole. She's very sweet.
She's dead now.
She
hypertension and arrhythmia.
Matt's not far behind, it appears.
But anyway, Matt, so you decided to start
right.
your year on
She
January
was very
13th.
arthritic at the end.
It was
Holding
less-
those plates is tough.
It was less to do with a celebration of the beginning of the year and more to do with the fact that I had already bought a bottle of champagne. I already got some caviar.
All the all
raclette. I got all the fixins for our incredible New Year's meal, and then we couldn't have it. So all that stuff is just sitting in my fridge. So that is really why we chose, all right, well, we just have to do this tonight because I want all the food that I bought to still be good. You know?
Plus all the New Year's candy is at a discounted price by that
yeah.
point. Yeah.
You can get some
That
2023
too.
glasses for a quarter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, that's weird because it's funny that the price would go down on 2023 glasses. I mean, they're good all year.
They are good all year. That's
Right?
true. I mean,
You can fucking pull those things out in May
Yeah, if
and
you-
be
Yeah.
like, dude, it's 2023.
That's
Yeah.
right.
that is somewhat
That's
of a
correct.
flex if you like show up to Easter wearing those.
Yeah.
It's like, what's up?
What's up, 2023?
Yeah.
Just it's a
Happy
good
New
year.
Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after 2020, like they're pretty much just eye patches, right? I mean, you don't have the little you don't have the double circles after
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's not ideal. That was the peak for the glasses industry.
2020, not only are you wearing something with two circles, but 2020 is also like a vision thing too.
Yeah.
Like it just made sense. It really was a serendipitous year that we didn't celebrate hard enough for
What a
glasses.
serendipitous year it was for everybody.
Yeah.
Such a
Exactly.
wonderful year.
It's just how it
2020.
all worked out.
Oh wow. It really did.
Everything was amazing. At least that New Year's, we didn't realize.
New Year's was lit.
That was a lit New Year's. We had no idea what was coming.
No.
Hindsight was 2020. All right, go ahead, Matt.
Sure thing. So let me tell you, I got an incredible gift from a caviar company called MarshallBergFarm.com. And it's come up before on the Corolla show. So I'm just going to say the website again, MarshallBergFarm.com. And Berg is B-E-R-G. This is sustainable Russian sturgeon caviar, but it's all in the United States in North Carolina. And they had given some caviar to the studio a couple years ago, maybe in 2020, now that I think about it. And that certainly was the highlight of that year. It was so incredible that pretty much every year since then, I've reached out to try to see if I could get some more caviar because it's just become an incredible New Year's tradition. And yes, it's a little expensive, Gary. I hear you laughing. But I'm just going to say, for the average consumer who doesn't have a hit podcast like we do, you know, there's different price points. Either way, you're going to get some incredible caviar. It's salty, it's crispy, and it doesn't really taste fishy at all. I don't know, you guys in the room, I'm sure Chris has had caviar. I don't know. It doesn't seem like something Gary would normally eat. Dawson, I'm sure you've had a
damn
bite.
well I haven't eaten caviar.
I think I've had caviar at least once, maybe twice in my life.
Well, it
I
really
think twice
feels
because the first time I had it, I hated it. And the second time I had it, it was awesome.
interesting. Well, the few times that I've had it, it has just felt like a delicacy. You feel like you're royalty eating this stuff. And the way to prepare it, at least the way that we've done it the last couple of years, is you get some chives, you get some creme fraiche, and then you get some crackers. And you just kind of cream up the cracker.
Do you
put some
gild the
chive on
lily
it.
and get like garlic crackers, or are you just going for straight bread?
Actually,
so you can chase
quite the
VR?
opposite. So
Yeah.
what I learned this time around is there's really like the best caviar crisps ever is you can get them at Whole Foods or Sprouts. They're called 34 degrees and they're so light and airy. They have absolutely no flavor whatsoever.
Right.
And they are just like a vehicle to deliver this incredible snack.
You see, Chris, eating caviar with a seasoned cracker
Mm-hmm.
is like putting a hat on a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's just too much
Just
hat.
don't put it. It's a lot of hat.
It's too much hat. And who do you think are Sherlock Holmes wearing it one forward, one backward? No.
You never go full hat.
Guess what? That was one hat that he wore.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Except
you
he,
shut up.
he
man.
wore it long. It should have been sideways.
Did he say he wore it long?
Yes, he did.
He did.
That was an accident.
Okay, I was like, is that an Asian joke? Is he being?
I don't know. I tensed up.
I
Yeah.
Waiting to see where it went.
I've messed
I was
up
like,
on the English language probably about 7 times in this show already. People have been noticing. You guys
Hey, Chris.
thankfully haven't said anything, but I've said a lot of words wrong. That's like my 7th.
Okay.
That you've been saying them wrong.
Yeah.
Chris, remember when I said send me this clip so that I can send it to these people as a great promotional tool for their product? Forget
Right.
it. Don't bother. Don't bother. Don't bother
You
editing
can
it.
edit it.
Yeah. But no, you're right, Matt.
Well-
The 34 degrees cracker, the crisp. It's not even really a cracker.
Yeah.
It's
Crisp.
a crisp. Crisp.
Hey.
Crisp.
Yeah, it really because you don't want anything too flavorful. You want all the flavor to come from the caviar. It's truly incredible. I've had
Right.
the caviar from MarshallBurkeFarm.com, or I'll even give you an easier website, thecaviarfarm.com. And you can go there, and they have different kinds of caviar, and it is delightful. It really is just the best treat ever.
I was gonna say Valentine's Day is coming up, and honestly, like a night out at a fancy restaurant, like you can recreate some of that in your own home, and caviar is a great way to start doing that. And their like delivery and shipments are super fast. Like they will send you that stuff right away. Anyway,
Kidless wonder over here. I cannot recreate that in my home anymore. But thank
sure
you.
you can.
No, I fucking can't. Not when there's a goddamn jujitsu on the floor in the corner. Like that's just. I can suspend reality a little bit, but it's I'll get
Well,
a little real.
The other part of our New Year's makeup meal, I hinted at it before, raclette, which is a type of cheese. My wife is from Switzerland, and so she grew up having this cheese dinner called raclette, and they're these special heating trays, and you basically buy fingerling potatoes, cornichon, like little tiny pickles.
Fingerling potatoes needs to be called something else. I don't want the word
Yeah.
finger.
It is a little weird. It felt weird to say it.
Yeah,
thought they
felt
were
weird to
fries.
hear it, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like fries.
they look.
They still have the
they
skin.
call them fingerling potatoes,
Okay,
but they look
fries.
more like
You've
they
never
look
had
more like
fries with
thumbs.
skin on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more like
No,
thumb
all the way
potatoes. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
so
like little
they're
tiny,
small
like baby
potatoes.
Yeah, like baby
They're
potatoes.
individual potatoes.
Exactly.
Oh,
Not a
okay.
fry.
Well, then I'm fine with fingerling, Chris. Come on, man. Get
yeah,
with
it
the
does sound weird to
program,
hear it.
bro.
I agree with Chris,
That's not
though. They
really
do
what
look
I
more
hear.
like thumbs.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
and our thumbs
So-
fingers.
They're fingering potatoes.
Yes, they are fingers. Oh my God, Chris. Our thumbs fingers. Do you really want to open this fucking Pandora's
Thumbs
box?
Dude,
They're
you
not
want
fingers,
to know
they're
what freaking
digits.
box I want to open? I have a kid on the way, and Jen's already looking at what are those hangy thingies on the ceiling that the kids look up at?
Dream
Mobile.
catchers.
Yeah, dream. I don't want my kid having nightmares. Yeah, mobile, whatever. And Jen found one of the solar system, and I could buy 2 versions. I could buy the sun with all the planets, or the sun with all the planets plus Pluto. And my brain almost exploded. Like, what? Okay, so I know. So Pluto is now officially not a planet enough to where it's not included in my mobile.
Yeah, but you have a choice now. You can either teach your child from the crib. You can begin to teach your child, but you have the opportunity to teach them the wrong thing, and then they have to unlearn it later.
Yeah.
They grew up in that Mobile Mobile, Alabama
Oh my gosh.
has Pluto in it. And they go to school,
Yeah,
man, and they're just like blown. They're like, no, dude, I saw it.
Yeah. What? You're
It
right.
was in my Mobile, Alabama.
I should just have a mobile of Mobile, Alabama, where it's just hanging and people are doing like a crab cookout.
Yeah, there'd be some crawfish.
Yeah,
maybe.
some crawfish.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'd be a blues.
Oh,
some with the
a
blues
blues
going
player.
down.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a hanging blues guitarist.
Yeah.
With a cigarette.
There'd probably be a picture of Bear Bryant.
Yes. All that.
You know,
yeah.
a checkered hat.
Crimson Tide jersey.
Yeah. Roll Tide. There'd be a
Yeah.
lot of Roll Tide.
Yeah. So there'd be that. Yeah, I would rather. I'm gonna have to pitch that to Jen. Like, hey, we got to cancel our order for this solar system. Why are we so broad here? Let's zoom in a little bit. There's Earth, zoom in a little more. There's the U.S., enhance a little more. Alabama, enhance a little more.
Mobile, Alabama, enhance a little more. A Mobile of Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, and you are fully enhanced. You are,
dude. Put that one right up next to Queso Frisco. We can sell them out of the back of the truck.
Yeah, that's what needs to be done. And is Pluto a planet? It's no longer a planet, like officially, because I don't even know what to believe anymore.
I don't know, man. I feel like we shouldn't be doing this. Like
I agree.
It was a planet.
It was fine.
It was a planet for all of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This,
fine.
9 planets.
By the way, nothing changed when they were like, not a planet anymore. Like,
No.
fuck you.
Just leave it alone.
It is to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm set in my ways. Pluto is a planet.
Me too.
Fuck you.
Me
Yeah.
too. You know,
Are we
should put
flat
this on the
earthers?
rule
But like
board.
with are we Pluto?
I am a Pluto absolutist.
Yes. We're Pluto absolutists?
You're
Right.
an
Is absolutist the opposite of a
Absolutist.
diner?
Thank you.
Ah.
I knew there was
Absolutist.
something there.
Yes,
Thank
there
you,
it
Matt.
is.
And that's why we suffer through the Zoom connection. No, I'm just kidding.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was great. Absolutist.
Thank you. That
That's
makes me feel a
fantastic,
lot
Matt.
better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, back to thumbs being fingers. Go ahead, Matt.
So you're fingering potatoes.
we lost the trail many feet ago. We're lost in the woods at this point.
No, you
Let
were
me
eating.
just-
No, we're not raclette cheese.
Yeah,
it's a.
I want to
you
hear
melt-
about.
you
I want
use
to hear
this
about
tray.
these warmers.
Yeah, it's like this little heating element. It almost looks like a toaster oven, but if it was like a convertible. So
Okay.
you can kind of access it from all around the table, and you have these little.
Sounds
We'll
dangerous.
just say it like a little square with a little plastic handle. You put the raw cheese, just the cold cheese, on it. You stick the tray into the little heating element, and then after a few minutes, it gets all melty and bubbly, and then you just turn it upside down and you pour it all over potatoes and pickles and onions, and
How does this?
it's fucking delicious.
This is just like fondue, but instead of dipping, you're pouring.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like a reverse fondue.
Fondant.
The whole thing revolves around this raclette cheese heating element, which we only take out once a year. And we had everything all prepared. Potatoes were steamed, ready to go. All the fixins, everything in its place. Turned on the heating element, didn't turn on.
And it went kaput.
And we just looked at each other and we were like, of course, this is what's going to happen. And then we're like, oh, we'll just use our toaster oven. But then like the plastic on the handle's going to melt. I'm like, this is freaking turning into a disaster.
You know what, Matt?
Hold on. Let's try a different outlet.
Mm.
That's what we did. And then it worked. Our night was saved.
Jeez, dude, I was on the edge of my seat.
Me too.
Wow, you made it a thriller.
Yeah,
For a
I
minute there.
can,
I was going to suggest a candle and a steel serving spoon.
Yeah, it was.
Well, let
it
me
was.
just,
it was
let
hopeless
me
there
just-
for a while.
Let me just close the book on this fairy tale and say that's what's on the menu.
Wow, good one, dude. That was great.
Different.
A lot of passion,
now,
good
Matt.
variety, and the big chase through the mountainside at the end.
It bothers me that you have an outlet that doesn't work. So let's get to the bottom of this. Do you maybe have a light switch that turns it on and off? And it was
No,
off?
there was like one of the light switches had like a little blinking breaker thing on it, and then I pushed that and it reset it, and now it works.
Breaker.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, so we're good. We're totally good, man.
Yeah, 'cause
Happy
those-
fucking New Year, everyone.
That's pretty good, dude.
Those raclette heaters, I mean, they draw a lot lot of power, like a hair dryer
yeah.
or a hair straightener. Women's hair products, they really f up all my other stuff that I got going on.
Yeah.
It's like why is this light flickering? Because you want to dry your hair. Like there's a lot of energy that gets consumed just in the bathroom for their hair.
Yeah. I'm not going there.
Right, Gary? You were the one that brought this up the other day. You're like, real talk, Chris. Real. You're not going there. Yeah. So me neither, buddy. Me neither. All right. Well, anyway, Doss.
Yeah.
Speaking of electrical
Sup?
outlets and kitchens,
So
dude, I saw a picture of your kitchen. It's nice, dude.
it's getting there. It's looking good. I'll post them on the Facebook page. I did a photo dump of the damage at the beginning. Now I'll do it. I'm just waiting for counters to get installed.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's badass. And he put one of the outlets he made take an Apple charger and a regular USB
Yeah.
and 2 plugs.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's real nice and easy.
But are USB chargers, are they on their way out, like the USB-A?
Yes.
Because I rent cars on the road whenever we go, and they're all USB-C
Yeah.
in there now. And it's like, it bothers me because I brought the USB-A
Yeah.
chargers for my phone.
Yeah, you just gotta. It's time to just go all in and go spend $100 on Amazon and buy a bunch of USB-C stuff. I was lucky that I was forced to do it when I got a new computer.
Yeah.
But if I were to get a new version of my car, it's all USB-C.
Exactly.
But what I have is USB-A.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like it's starting
I think
to go the other way now.
when Europe mandated, I think in like a year or so, that it's mandated that every new phone sold has to charge via USB-C.
Yeah, even iPhones.
Even the iPhones.
That's a big deal. My iPad uses USB-C, which is kind of weird.
But the speculation is that Apple just trying to be Apple and not liking that is going to just eliminate the charge port, and they're going to make you charge over MagSafe.
Ew.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ew.
I agree.
What is wrong
But
with them?
that's Apple.
Yeah. Look.
Why do they want to switch to USB-C? Is it
Well, they want a
They just want it
universal.
to be universal.
Yeah.
So that
So your
every
phone
charges
charger
with
and
the
my
same
phone
cord.
charger would be the same thing, and I like that.
I do too, because then
They want a one world order, Dawson. This
You're
is the first step to a one world government. First, it's the USB plugs. Then it's our children.
That was, in fact, dude, that was Orwell said that. First, they started with the USB plugs.
First,
Yeah.
they came for those.
Everyone became a Type C.
Well, Davos is happening right now, so
Yeah. Doss, do
Yeah.
you have any outlets inside of your cabinets? Because that's always cool.
No.
If you can get one in there, you should.
Uh,
Charge stuff in there. I have a mesh router in one of my
to
cabinets.
charge stuff in there, that would kind of
Charge stuff in there kind of hides it. If you I use the I'm really big on the Ember mugs. You know the Ember mug?
yeah.
Yeah, that thing just stays hot all the time.
Well, what I'm going to do is underneath my counter where the lip is and the counter is, you can scoot under it with a stool. Underneath that, I'm going to put a hook and a little nice, easily accessible bag that kind of stays hidden,
Yeah.
and put all my chargers in there.
Oh.
And so it'll stay clean. And then you need one, you just pull it out. and
Get out of
plug
the
it
bag.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Smart.
It's fun. It's fun building rooms and stuff like that because you can really get the way you want it, and I don't know. It looks good, man. I'm so happy for you. And look, as I said, like you starting that fire accidentally could have been like one of the best things that's ever happened to you. So
My friend Eric Lepore called me the other night, and he goes, as a former firefighter, I'm just gonna tell you that it bothers me when they joke about that. And I'm like, it bothers me too. As a guy whose dog almost burned down his house, it really bothers me.
yeah,
It bothers me too. # free model.
Definitely was a free model.
Alrighty. Well, why don't we go around and get our plugs in, and then we can GTFO. I'll start over there with Gary. Gary, what do you suggest everyone check out?
I suggest that you check out the Watercooler on Patreon.
Ah.
Patreon.com/Watercooler. We do an extra episode. We've got movie nights. We've got, all kinds of fun stuff over there. And I think what's really cool at this point is if you sign up, there's hundreds of episodes. It's like you're getting it all. So you can just go back to the beginning if you want, or, just start listening along with this week. So check that out. We're having a lot of fun over there, and that is the best way to support us if you like what we're doing.
Yeah. You didn't plug Reasonable Doubt because he doesn't remember what they talked about on Sunday.
Correct. Correct.
Matt, what about you?
Well, I mentioned it before, marshallbergfarm.com, or I guess the caviarfarm.com. That'll also link you there, apparently. Check
the best
that
caviar
out.
you can get.
It really is amazing. And Chris, I know you've had it multiple times as well. Like it's awesome. And
Yeah.
the fact that you can just have it in your own house is like the coolest thing.
And the way it's sourced is legit. It's all
Yeah.
sourced there. It uses really great methods and sustainable methods.
They're
and-
good people. Like we just go support good people who are passionate about something.
Yeah, and it really it's phenomenal stuff. So I couldn't think of a better way for you to ring in the brand new year than
Plus
than
13
doing
days.
that. Das, how about you?
I want to thank Justine Shine and Vacations with Justine.
Oh.
I had to book a flight for next weekend to Miami because I'm going to jump on a cruise boat and introduce bands for a week, and you are going to miss me. Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
No, I'll do everything. It's just, things have changed.
Things have changed,
Yeah,
dude.
It might be a rough week. It might not be as easy as it usually was. And I'm nervous about that.
Okay,
so.
no sound.
But I reached out. I actually asked Justine to reach out so we could keep it over email, and got me a killer flight. And I said it's got to be either United or American. It's got to be. I can't miss work on Friday, so I got to leave. After a certain amount of time. And if it's LAX, I'm not leaving till whenever. Put all these
Demands
on
stipulations.
her and said, this is what needs to happen. I don't have time to look. If you can help, that'd be great. Boom.
Done.
Fucking comes back. Original flight's $427, but that was economy.
Okay.
I upgraded
Is
maybe
somebody
$130.
upgrade? Woo!
Paid $130 for both flights. I'm in the legroom seats I need. It's still
Stretch
all
out.
economy. but
Yeah.
and I got an exit row. And I'm the only one in the exit row on the way home.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll see.
Well, you might
But
have
anyway,
to be a hero.
Vacations with Justine. You'll find her on the Facebook bit group. Good people and competent.
Yeah,
Thank you,
she's
Justine.
great. I'm going to be using her again soon.
Yeah, I've heard very, very good things. As for me, check out the Watercooler Patreon. We do an extra show every time or every week. Excuse me, every time. Every time we do an extra show. We do an extra show. And just get some extra content for you there. We love doing it, and we love that you're all part of this community. It really means a lot. All right, that will do it for Watercooler. Thank you so much. We'll see you later. Goodbye.